Welcome to the Returning Raven, Clarity Points for Truth, where we look closer at the yoga you don't know, the one with hidden forms, worldview, sorcery, and philosophy that clouds and deceptively influences culture, church, family, and you. I'm Dr. Alana Arguello. It's time to leave the fog, get out of the gray, and into the light. Join me today at the Clarity Point. Welcome to the Returning Raven, Clarity Points for Truth. I'm your host, Dr. Alana Arguello. Today, we will cover posture, or Chapter 7 of my book, Unearthing Yoga's Ancient Roots, Exposing Sorcery and its Transcultural Reach, available on Amazon. The chapter is titled, A Sacrifice. Individuality, collective culture, or community, and even global unity can all find their desires met in yoga's repeated false promise of salvation and freedom for people and the earth. Yoga can adapt and appeal to the pursuit of individuality and the pursuit of collectivism or collective consciousness. Yoga is a thread for all times, places, and people. It is a promise of godhood and liberation via works and the self. Its furthest beginnings are rooted in ancient shamanism and sorcery from the earliest known people groups. One sacred text even reports its primary beginnings in an ancient garden. Great historians have found its theories and techniques in all cultures across Asia, the Middle East, and the West. Though Old Testament prophets, Jesus, and Paul warned of it, which we'll examine later, it weaves and bends through the fabric of cultures and time. So many colors, so many forms, and so many outfits, masking its single-seated definition and structure. Its beauty lures and beckons to be crafted, in other words, created and designed, and bent, meaning shifted or changed, by the imagination. So it appeals to autonomy or individuality, but gets molded to fit the needs of an entire culture, weaving a perception of collective unity. Mutation and adaptation have historically and consistently been a reality of yoga, with some variations dominating at times, some disappearing for a season, and others developing or advancing due to influences that are more congruent to culture's influences of its perceived needs. In vast caste delusion, it misappropriates the sovereignty of the Creator God, so the reign of man, to each his own, may in spinning reverie play along to the ancient schemer's mantra, to be like God, to know more, while applauding his final bow as he whispers and chants, "Surely you won't die." Unveiling the deception of yoga leads us back to the original ancient false promise of salvation for people and the earth, that described in Genesis. Its immediate goal is to become like God, but ultimately to realize you are, in fact, God already. It is an unfolding and exposing of, or absorption back into the one being, an impersonal being, or universal consciousness. This occurs through the process and application of yoga to dismantle the mind and the identity of the individual. It's the fragmenting and letting go of the perceived particulars for the sole purpose of returning to the knowledge of its claimed true one. The price, the sacrifice in yoga, is you. you become the way to salvation. From an Eastern worldview, you are revealed as the sacrifice for salvation. Thanks for joining me today on The Returning Raven, Clarity Points for Truth. I'm Dr. Alana Arguello. If you're enjoying this show and you're beginning to understand better the clear warnings about yoga, please subscribe, like, and make sure you share the videos on your social media. Stay tuned for upcoming videos that are tying important points together to prepare you for an upcoming special episode. I'll see you at the next clarity point. And until then, church, choose this day whom you will serve. Get the pagan worship out and worship in truth. Thank you for joining me today on The Returning Raven. I'm Dr. Alana Arguello. For a closer look again at truth, I'll see you at the next clarity point.